Hey friends, my name is Bilal Khan and today is the second video of the AWS project, and in this video I'm going to talk about another functionality, and basically this functionality will wait until the instance is running. So in the previous video I have shown you that how you can create an instance by using the Go programming language, but in this video I will create another functionality in which the program will wait until the instance is running. Alright, so as you can see here that this is the main.go file, and inside this file I have worked on the functionality and inside this main function. Alright, so I will separate these functions into different two parts. Basically the first part will be the create instance part, and the second part will be the main functionality, in which I will call the create instance functionality. So I will show you, but before this let's go to the Google Chrome, and first of all I'm going to create another instance. So after that I will work on this programming part. So let's click on the EC2 instance. Alright, because I have deleted the EC2 instances before that I created in my previous video, so I will create other EC2 instances like here. So launch instance, let's click on this. So now let's write testing, or simply testing, and after that once it is done, I will leave the details as it is because I'm not going to choose a specific OS. Instead I will leave the details as it is, like Amazon Linux, and the service is free trial eligible. And after that what you can say, the instance type would be t2.micro. Alright, so this was the instance type that I was talking in my previous video. So if I take a look at this, as you can see that this is the instance type that I have written it here, and the image ID I'm going to copy from here just now. So let's wait for it, and after that, as you can see that this is a testing RSA file that I created in my previous video, and after that I will leave the details as it is because I'm just going to use this for the testing purpose. So that's why I will allow the SSH traffic from anywhere, and the instance would be 1. So let's click on the launch instance. So after that let's scroll down and view all instances. So now you can see that the testing instance is created, so it will take some time to be running properly. So after that what I will do, I will just click on this and click on the actions and click on the image and templates. As you can see that the create image option is not showing me, so if I click on this again like this, now the create image option is showing to me here because the instance is currently running. So after, let's write testing image like this. Alright, so leave the details as it is because I'm not modifying it and making other changes in it. So click on this button, create image. So now from this instance the image is created, and that image is present here in this image section, AMIs. Alright, so click on this. As you can see that this is a testing image that I just created. So as you can see that this is the AMI ID that I'm going to copy. So let's copy this AMI ID, and once it is copied I will simply copy it and paste it here inside this image ID, as you can see here. So now it is copied, and after that once I will run this code it will work, or it will create another instance for me, because I have shown you this process in my previous video, so you can check it out. But now the thing that I'm going to do is to wait for the instance to be running. As you can see here that I have to wait for some time in order to make the instance run. Alright, so this was the problem. So basically it will I will make another functionality in which the instance it will wait for some time until the instance is running. So so let's give it a name also to this AMI image, like testing 1. Alright, so after that let's go to the code, and once it is done I will just copy this code from the downward and copy the parameters from parameters and delete it from here, and create another function by the name of create EC2 instance like this, and inside this functionality I will paste the data. As you can see here that I have pasted the data. After that I will just call this function here in the main function. Alright, so let's write some parameters, like the first parameter that I'm going to write is service client, and then what it would be, it would be EC2. like this. All right, so this is the service client that it was giving me error. So after that I will just I have just written it like this. Once it is done, I will return two values like string and the errors like this. So after that, let's call this function, and I will just write create instance, and inside this instance what I will do, I will write the service client that is here. All right, and let's return two statements. The first one is going to be instance ID, and the second one is going to be error like this. So let's write if error is not equal to nil, then what you can say is to write log fatal f and failed to create an instance like this, and then the error message like yes. So as you can see that the instance ID is still showing me error because it is declared but it is not used. So I will use it, but before this I'm going to create a function, and but before this let's return this value also. So let's write return instance ID and then the no. So now this is not giving me an error. So once this function is done and once this function is also called, I will make another function, and this function would be basically function wait until instance running. Alright, so it will basically wait for the instance to be running. So inside this I will create I will give a parameter like svc EC2 and dot EC2 like this, and then the next is parameter is going to be instance ID like this, and that would be string. Let's return the value error, and once it is done, what I will do, I will write input, and inside this input I will write EC2 describe instances input like this, and inside this I will write AWS string. Once it is done, I will write what you can say, or let's remove this and write instance ID, and inside this instance ID I will write this sign. So AWS string and then instance ID. So what it does, basically it will fetch the instance ID once it is created. As you can see here that the instance ID is not used here, so this instance ID will be fetched using in this functionality. Alright, so once it is fetched, it will wait for some time. So I will make on the waiting functionality also, work on this waiting functionality. So let's write error and then the EC2 wait until wait until instance running, and then write the input. Alright, so let's take a look. Wait, this should be capital wait until instance running, and it should not give me an error. I don't know why. If error is not equal to nil, then return. Alright, so wait until instance running. Let's take a look at this. Oh, sorry, I need to write SVC like this and remove this stop. So basically what it does, it will basically first of all fetch the instance ID when it is created by using this function. As you can see here that this is the input, then that will basically take the instance ID from this functionality, and after that once it is fetched, it will be put here inside this wait until instance running functionality. Alright, so basically this input will wait for some time until it is running properly. If it is running, then it will give me the message. If it is not running, then it will give me an error. So let's write the error message, success message, and that would be what you can say, EC2 instance create instance or EC2 instance with ID, and then the ID would be S, any kind of ID that I will write, and that would be let's write instance ID. Alright, and is now running. And once it is done, if it is giving me an error, then I will give this state, run this statement. All right, and at the end I will return null. So I hope you understood. Basically, first of all, it will fetch the instance. Once it is fetched, it will put that instance in the waiting mode, that you should wait for some time until you are running. So if it is running properly, then it will give me this message. Otherwise, it will return an error. All right. So let's save this and go to the main functionality. And inside this main functionality, what I will write? I will write error is equal to, because this is the error statement that it is returning, as you can see here, and wait until instance is running. And inside this I will write service client, that is basically used to communicate with the AWS server. Alright, so this is the service client that I have discussed in my previous video, that will basically build up a connection between the AWS server and this program. Alright, so let's write instance ID. And once it is done, I will write if error is not equal to nil, then log fatal f, and inside this failed to run an instance, run an EC2 instance in AWS, like this. Alright, failed to run an AWS instance, like this. And after that, let's give the message here like this. So now it will work fine. Alright, so I hope you understood. So I have given the error message here instead of writing them here, and I just return the error and I give the error message here. So now it is working fine. So after that, they are separated now. As you can see, that create instance and wait until instance running, is both of them are separated. So I hope you understood. After that, let's write go install go files in this AWS. So it is giving me no go files. Sorry, I need to, this was the command from ProCTL project, so I forgot about it. I need to write go run main.go, but before this I also need to write EC2, because this main.go is present inside this EC2 directory. So let's run this. So it will wait for some time. As you can see, that created an instance. So if I refresh this, go to the EC2 instance. As you can see, that this instance is created 76. So it will wait for some time until the instance is running. So let's wait for it. All right, so once it is giving message that the instance is running, then after that it will be running properly, and the ID for this instance is this one. All right, so it is taking some time, so sorry about that. All right, so as you can see that the EC2 instance with ID is this is the ID is not running. So I need to, maybe there is a message. Oh, sorry, I need to modify this message. The problem is not in the instance running. All right, as you can see that the instance is running properly, but the problem is in my message that I have put the not. So this is the error. So this was just a writing error. So the problem is not in the instance running. So the instance is running properly. So this program has worked correctly. So yeah. As you can see that this is successfully running. So I can rename it if I want to. Let's say testing 2, like this. As you can see, testing 1 or testing 2. This should be not without spaces, like this. Alright, so I hope you understood. Basically this is running, and if I refresh this, you will see that these checks are going to be passed also. So it is taking some time also, but my functionality was for this instance state, not for this status check. Alright, so let's write git add, because I'm going to add this into the repository, GitHub repository, git commit. Let's write. Alright, so this is a command line issue. So let's made another functionality to wait for the instance, instance running. Alright, made another function to wait for the instance running. Git push origin main, like this. Alright, so it is fine. So let's stop them because I don't need them. So because my purpose for this instance creation and the waiting is done. So what I will do, I will just what you can say, instance state. So I need to not terminate, instead I will just stop it, because I can use it in my further videos also. So I don't want to delete it. So yeah, So it is successfully stopped. So this is also so it will take some time to stop, but now I'm going to go to the repository. As you can see that I'm currently present in the AWS. So I will refresh this, 4 commits, made another function to wait for the instance running. Alright, so let's open this for you. Alright, as you can see that this is the wait functionality. So I hope you like this video and understand it. So if you liked it, then make sure to subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions, then ask those questions in the comment section below. I'll be happy to answer all of them. So till then, goodbye.